When you're in a protective hairstyle, this is one thing you cannot skip if you want to grow your natural hair and retain more length. So I'm going to run through everything I did to my hair that has helped in my length retention, so keep watching for that. Moisture is one very important factor in your length retention, and most people tend to forget that when they put in a protective hairstyle. So I'm going to show you how I keep my hair moisturized in a protective hairstyle and also preventing frizz in my hair. This is how I'm able to minimize frizz on my natural hair in my protective hairstyle, as well keeping my hair moisturized. So the first thing is your hair prep. This is very important. I usually go for moisturizing products and I use the Cream of Nature Argan Oil shampoo. It's a moisturizing shampoo, so it doesn't strip my hair. I tend to focus on moisturizing products because I need to make sure that my hair is moisturized enough to put it in that protective hairstyle, because it helps my first week and second week and minimize the amount of products and the amount of time I go in with my routine to keep my hair moisturized. So your hair prep is very important. After that, I go in with my treatment. I use my hair rinse, which contains fenugreek, rosemary, cloves, and hibiscus. So this tea rinse keeps my hair moisturized as well as strengthening my hair and also reducing hair loss. After that, I go in with my deep conditioner. I use the Mega Grip deep conditioner because it makes my hair feel so soft. And I like pairing it with this treatment because I get the best out of the treatment, because my cuticles open up and I get to absorb all that nutrients. And also, after doing this, I deep condition for 10 minutes, then I rinse out all the product, then I move on to the last step. For my next step, this is how I lock the moisture into my hair. This step is very important because this is how you're able to retain your moisture. So I go in with the LOC method, my leave-in conditioner, my oils, and lastly my cream. So the layering process helps my moisture to last longer. So for my leave-in conditioner, I use the Mazuri leave-in conditioner. It's a very thick conditioner, so it works well for my high porosity hair. And because it's a thick product, I do not apply directly to my scalp. When I'm going in with a protective hairstyle, I like my scalp to be free from product buildup, and so with that I do not use any thick products. And even without putting in a protective hairstyle, I do not use thick products directly to my scalp. So for my next step, I go in with my oils. I use the virgin hair fertilizer and I pair it with my herbal oil, which I made. If you want a video on this, I have the video on my channel, and I'll also link the video for you guys to check out. It's really good, and I love using this herbal oil. So because it's a lightweight product, I can apply it directly to my scalp. I make sure to massage that into my scalp, then I apply it to the length of my hair. I love pairing these two products together because it's a very lightweight oil, so it just seals in that moisture and I'm able to move on to the last step. So for my last step, I go in with my shea butter. I love how this locks in the moisture into my hair, and my hair stays moisturized longer since I included this in my routine. One thing about shea butter, it's a very thick butter, so do not apply it directly to your scalp. Just focus on the length of your hair, especially your ends. You just want to lock in that moisture. So this is how I prep my hair for my protective hairstyle. Hair prep is very important. It creates a good foundation for your protective hairstyle. And one thing about protective hairstyle, you do not want your hair to start getting frizzy the first week, second week, or third week. So having your moisture and your routine on lock is very good. It just gives you a good head start to your protective hairstyle. And this is how I'm able to keep my moisture routine minimal when I'm in a protective hairstyle for the first 3 weeks or a month. This is how I'm able to make sure that my moisture is on lock. So trust me, if you do this before your protective hairstyle, you find it easier for you to do your moisture routine in that protective hairstyle and actually preventing your hair from getting frizzy. So what I'm going to do is just keep up with this step, and we can move on to how I'm able to moisturize my hair in my protective hairstyle. Now onto my moisture routine in a protective hairstyle. The reason why I'm doing this video is because most people tend to neglect their hair in a protective hairstyle, and one very important factor in your length retention journey is moisture. Without moisture, your hair tends to develop split ends, which can cause breakage. So when you take a protective hairstyle down, you'll notice that you have new growth, but when you're taking it down, your hair is constantly breaking, and that's because you are not consistent with your routine in a protective hairstyle. So that's why it's very important that even in a protective hairstyle, you constantly do your routine, and that's why your hair prep is also important, so that you can minimize frizz for the first month. But one thing about frizz, you cannot run away from it. But I'm just going to show you how I'm able to minimize it for the first month in that protective hairstyle. So I've been doing this particular routine for 2 weeks now, and I do it twice in a week, and you can see that my hair is not frizzy. So I'm just going to show you the steps I take and how I'm able to achieve that result. So the first thing you would need is your spray bottle with water in it. Then you go in with your leave-in conditioner, and for the last thing to seal in that moisture, which is very important, is your oil. You cannot retain moisture without sealing that moisture in. So the first thing I'm going to do is to get my spray bottle, then put my leave-in conditioner into that bottle. Just make sure you have the right amount. The reason why I'm using my leave-in conditioner this way instead of just putting it directly to my hair is because I'm trying to minimize product buildup. Like I mentioned before, my leave-in conditioner is a very thick leave-in conditioner, so I just decided that diluting it is the best way for me to avoid product buildup in a protective hairstyle, which you actually want to avoid. So that's why I ended up putting it in this spray bottle. Just make sure you shake that up well. When it comes to applying my leave-in conditioner to my hair, I'm trying to focus mainly on where my hair starts and stops. So I'm going to check out where my length stops at and just focus on that area because you do not want to get your whole extension wet. So just make sure to focus on only that area. And once I've marked out that area, I know where I'm going to spray the leave-in conditioner directly to my hair. Another reason why I love diluting my leave-in conditioner and putting it in a spray bottle is for easy application. I can make sure that I'm getting each and every spot in my hair. So I would say using it in a spray bottle is your best bet. And also another way you can do this is also putting in oils into your spray bottle. The reason why I did not do that is because I've noticed that when it comes to my spray bottles, they tend to just stop working, and I think it's because of the oils I'm putting inside or the tea I'm using, so it may be clogging up the spray bottle. So that's another thing you should actually know about. So just do this method I've said, and it's easier this way. I'm just going to massage that and make sure I get each and every area of my hair. One thing you do not want to do is to drench your hair with water. Just have the right amount of moisture for your hair and stop there. Just make sure that your hair is moisturized, like every aspect is moisturized but not dripping wet. And once you're done with that area, you can repeat the process. You can see that my scalp is also moisturized. Just make sure to focus on that area and just moisturize your whole hair. You can move over to the next step and just repeat that process. Now that we're done with that, we can move over to my oil. Oils are sealant, and that's how you're able to retain your moisture longer. So when it comes to my oil, I do not apply a lot to my hair. I focus on each section. I try to apply it only to the length of my hair and a little bit on my scalp. I'm just trying to seal in that moisture, and when you do this step, your moisture lasts longer. So because I'm not doing my full step routine, like going in with my treatment, deep conditioner, I tend to repeat this routine twice in a week. But it's better this way because I'm able to reduce the frizz on my hair, but at the same time not neglecting my hair. It's very important that you don't neglect your hair, and doing this routine at least gives me a way to keep my hair moisturized. Trust me, doing this twice in a week is the right amount of time to do this on your hair, and you notice that your hair stays moisturized throughout the whole week. So I'm just going to run through the other length of my hair just because of my frizz, and you can see the difference. Like my hair is not frizzy at all even doing this routine. I've been doing it for 2 weeks now, and it has really helped with my frizz. So that's my moisture routine in a protective hairstyle. I'll be taking out my leave out soon, like cutting it off soon, because this is not practical if I want to do my full routine. So definitely this leave out will be going out soon so that I can do my full routine in my natural hair and continue with my 3 month challenge. So yeah, that's all for this video, and someone requested for this video, so if you have any issues, leave that in the comment section, and I can also make a detailed video for that. I really hope this video was helpful and also informative for everyone. So yeah, that's all for this one. Thank you guys for watching, and I can't wait to see you guys in my next one. Love you guys, and bye.